Howdy, Nancy Drew Clue Crew! You all voted and you decided that the next thing Nancy will do is to check out the barn. The cowboys have repositioned the coach and return to the corral by the time Nancy enters the shadow-filled barn. Once her eyes adjust to the dim light, she inspects the blocks of wood wedged into place behind the front wheels of the stagecoach. She gives one a light kick. It barely budges.
What the heck are you doing?
Badly startled, she rolls around and finds herself facing Tex. He eyes her with deep suspicion. Oh, well, I just wondered how easy it would be to dislodge one of these things. Seems like they're choked in there pretty good. Kinda hard to believe Ed could kick them out by accident.
Yeah, well, in case you hadn't noticed,
the cowboy says in his peculiar, low half-whisper.
He's got big feet. Plus he knows even less about fixing stuff than he does about ranching.
He bends over, making sure the block Nancy kicked is still secure, then straightens back up.
Gonna get himself hurt real bad one of these days.
She nods, flashes him an awkward smile, then turns and starts out of the barn. When she glances back, he's still standing there, watching her. Nancy hurries to the ranch house and sees Aunt Bet hauling a large trash bag. I can get that, Nancy offers, taking it from Aunt Bet. Thank you, dear, Aunt Bet replies, and goes back into the ranch house. As Nancy approaches the dumpster outside, she notices a thin plume of smoke behind the container. She rushes over, finds a burning sheet of paper, and quickly stomps the flames out. She picks up the burnt note and makes out 2 rows of letters. The very premier. The teenage sleuth returns to Bess and George with her find. It must be a coded message, Nancy observes. Or something in a foreign language, Bess offers. What do you think the message, the very premier, means? This is not too difficult if you think it over. The message reads, Miller's Cave. And now I'm going to show you what would have happened if Nancy went inside with Bess and George. Getting out of these clothes and into some jeans sounds good to me, Nancy smiles. The girls find their rooms, unpack, then change into their daily attire, jeans, long-sleeved western shirts, and cowboy boots. They head down the hall to a communal bathroom. While George and Nancy wash up, Bess dumps the contents of her makeup bag on the counter and gets to work. Uncle Ed looked pretty bad, Nancy says, worried. I hope he'll be all right. Me too, says Bess. See, this is exactly what I was telling you about on the ride in. Bad things have been happening here ever since we arrived. He'll be fine. He's tough, George counters. And anyway, it's just a coincidence. Life is rougher on a ranch. There's bound to be more accidents. Still, Bess persists, something just doesn't feel right. I'll keep that in mind, George says, rolling her eyes. You know we're on a cattle ranch, Bess, not Arizona's teen supermodel. Did you not notice the cowboys, George? Cowboys! 2 days tops and you'll be begging to borrow my eyeliner. Bess throws out a towel and notices the trash is overfull. We should probably help Aunt Bet and take this to the dumpster, she observes. I got it, Nancy offers, lifting the bag. As Nancy approaches the dumpster outside, she notices a thin plume of smoke behind it. She rushes over and finds a burning piece of paper and quickly stomps the flames out. She picks up the burnt note and makes out 2 rows of letters. The very premier. The teenage sleuth returns to Bess and George with her find. It must be a coded message, Nancy observes. Or something in a foreign language, Bess offers. What do you think the very premier means? Well, this is easy. We already know that the very premier means Miller's Cave. The note says Miller Cave, Nancy explains. The person who wrote the code just shifted each letter 13 letters forward. Aunt Bet would know what that means, Bess states. The girls find her in the kitchen, packing up picnic baskets for the cookout. Miller Cave? She ponders for a moment. Oh, that's just a 20-minute ride north of here. It's nothing fancy, just a chicken scratch hole in the rock. Do we have time to go there before dinner? Bess asks. Yes, but be sure to ask Tex to set you up on a horse. The girls walk to the stable where they find Tex with horses all saddled up.
This blue roan's yours,
he growls, pointing to George.
Name Smokey.
Then he leads a small bull-necked buckskin, I guess that's a type of horse, over to Bess.
You get Pal.
Thank you, she says meekly as she takes the reins from him. Then he turns to Nancy with a snide smile.
I'm gonna let you choose.
He points one by one to the 4 horses tied up at the hitching post.
That there's Bob, Clyde, Ace, and Ginger. Don't usually let dudes ride any of them.
As Nancy considers her choice, George calls out, I'll race you there. So, which horse do you choose? Ginger, Bob, Clyde, or Ace? Well, really, there is only one way I can make this decision. It's not by having you guys vote. It's by using the time-honored scientific method of eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. If it hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Ace! Ace! We're going with Ace. And this is a race. What you have to do is unscramble these words here at the bottom of the screen. Oh, I'm not sure I'm ready. Wagon. Wagon. And if you get something correct, I presume that your horse moves more quickly. Snake. Snake. This is snake. Taco. Taco. That's a tap of food. Skirt. Skirt. That's just skirt spelled backwards. Oh, that's also a word spelled backwards. Crow. Event. A dance. Ooh, looks like I'm in the lead. Button. Rodeo. Rodeo. Food. Bacon. Bacon. Oh, Nancy is totally in the lead. Ghost. Animal. Gopher. Gopher. And container. Ah yeah, this is barrel, as in more fun than a barrel of monkeys. And too much sun, obviously that's sunburn, but there's no need for me to actually spell out that word because I was so far in the lead there was no way I could have lost. We almost thought we had you there, George tells Nancy. Good riding. The girls dismount in front of a small cave. Aunt Bet was right, George observes. There's not much to see here. But there's a lot to smell here, Bess says, covering her nose with the bandana. I vote we leave. It smells like some kind of animal lived here, George says. Nancy spies a piece of rope and nod on Corncob. Or was kept here. Why would someone bother to make a secret code that leads to a gross old cave, Bess wonders. It doesn't make sense. We only have part of the note, Nancy reminds Bess. All we know is that someone wanted to keep this secret. Soon the girls are on the trail back to Shadow Ranch. As they brush down their horses and stow their tack, what's tack? Equipment used for riding horses. Mrs. Thurman begins to bang a tarnished triangle on the porch. That must mean the cookout's about to start, Bess says excitedly. They rush out of the living room to join the other guests out front. A hay wagon heaped with straw and drawn by 2 magnificent Belgian draft horses soon pulls up in front of them. Ooh, draft horses can carry a lot of weight. Or wait, no, they can weigh an awful lot, but I imagine they can carry an awful lot of weight as well. Okay, so the triangle started ringing, indicating that we're going to climb aboard the hay wagon and have fun on the cookout in the next video.